And we're back. Look, things happened very quickly, okay?
I double checked in game. I was like, wait, did I get invited by somebody not like?
It's okay. We're here. And where are we exactly, Yaku?
Where are we? In fact, we are in 2000's atmosphere. Yep. We're here in the bottom left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom left-hand corner of the atmosphere. We have the red Zug player. He goes fast. He is currently up 1-0 in his best of 5 semifinals. He is going to be representing KZ Gaming. KZG. He is Sola.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the South Korean Protoss player. He is representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, DPG. It is Zest.
Okay. We're in game. We're both in the same game, right? Yep. We're both in the same game.
We're good. You're following my camera. I want to apologize for the people that we did have to cut that duct tape a little bit early, as a lobby was posted, we joined, and then they just immediately started. These players do not wait long. And as Yaku just said, and as you can see on the screen right now, unfortunately, we did miss game number 1, but Solar is up in this series.
Yeah, 1-0 against Zest, of all people.
Oh, yeah.
The king of the weeklies, if you want to call him that.
Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised. Again, Zest, he was kind of renowned for his PvZ, but again, when we think about Zest versus Solar, I know you and I, we've seen a lot of that at the very beginning of the year, but it's been a couple of months. The meta has shifted, we have a new map pool, and I don't think we've even been able to cast Zest with the new map pool just because he's been MIA. So yeah, I'm sure he's approaching the game a little bit differently now.
Well... I'm not sure if I go so far as to say that he's approaching the game a little bit differently.
He's a changed man, mate.
Is he? To be determined. We'll see.
We shall see. I mean, he's down 0-1 in this best of 5. Like, something's wrong. But of course, so far everything is pretty normal. We do have a Stargate opener coming out here from Zest. But is he going to commit to it? Again, we have seen a lot of players really favor going into Glaive Adepts from here instead of going into double Stargate Void Ray. Double Stargate Void Ray has actually started to fall out of fashion a little bit. It's been getting harder and harder to really pull off against these top tier Zerg players.
Finally, if I do say so myself. But the other Zerg players have adapted, so we're seeing a lot more different kinds of gateway transitions. Zest is continuing to make more and more adepts here, Light.
Oh yeah, that he is.
And that should just about be the first indication that Zest, he's not going to be staying on that Stargate for too long.
Yeah, I mean, here we go. We do have a second Oracle on the way. You were joking about triple Oracle openings, and it's a lot more common in PvZ. Is Zest going to do it? Is he going to pull the stats? I doubt it, but he's already starting off with 2. Like, he's on the way.
Well, if there's any player to go for triple Oracle, I would say that Zest, imagine if he goes for 4.
No, that's
I would like to see that personally. I'm
that's crazy.
Staring at that production tab right now. The second Oracle finishes up.
No third.
Come on, Zest. He's waiting for the minerals. He's waiting for the minerals. Okay, it's actually getting more.
Yeah, as
getting more gas. Right
he only commits to 2 oracles for now. That is enough to one-shot workers. The first oracle was already revealed and it was pushed away. Meanwhile, ooh, nice reaction here by Solar, trying to escape with his workers. Actually, is unable to when both drones do go down.
Like so. Ooh. A little bit of trouble here, these drones are, but not as much damage as it could have been. Zest right now, though, we were talking about gateway transitions, but Zest, no.
Okay.
He is pulling a Paco Mike right here.
We'll
potentially
see.
a parting, depending.
Yes. So there's a couple of different things you could be doing right now. As you were saying, parting, Paco Mike, both of them have gone for recently these fast Tempest builds. More old school is for a fast carrier opener instead. So we'll see what these guys have in store for us. It isn't going to be Void Ray because there's nothing being produced. He's waiting for that Fleet Beacon before units are built. Call it now. Tempest or Carrier?
Which one is better against roaches?
I mean, they're both good against roaches.
They're both decent against roaches.
Yeah, yeah. Show us. What is it? What's it gonna be?
You're gonna avoid race, but come on, Zest, you gotta make something. It's carriers. All right. Well, a bit more orthodox, a bit.
Boo. A lot more standard. And I mean, to be fair, probably fortunately for Zest, like going for Tempest, if the Tempest gets scouted early on, it's very difficult to get anything done with them just because of how slow they are and how aggressive you have to be with them for them to pay for themselves. So this makes a lot more sense going to carriers like this. This is scouted and immediately Solar throws down the Spire.
So the question then is, like, will Zest transition to Tempest? That's probably a bad idea with the Spire up.
Definitely.
But will he?
Yeah, to be fair, Zest doesn't necessarily know what the reaction is going to be. He knows he got scouted, so he's well aware of that. So we'll see what he gets to help supplement his army. He kills the Overlord and immediately starts another carrier. I'm a little bit concerned, I'm not going to lie. There's a reason why Double Stargate Void Ray is so popular, is because Void Rays, they help support the carrier so much. Going straight into carriers like this, it can be a little bit risky.
It definitely can. You need some deal with the Corruptors. Zest is now getting some Flux Veins, so eventually he's going to be getting some Void Rays out. And
yeah,
you know, there is a little bit of a window of opportunity right now for Zest, right? To get out as many carriers as he can before Solar gets too many Corruptors. And then only after Solar starts getting Corruptors, right? Should he start ramping up that Void Ray production.
Yeah, as we can see, 2 more Stargates are on the way. So Zest, he only wants to get a couple more carriers and then hard switch into those Void Rays. It's a very interesting style that Zest is going for, because typically we see Void Ray into carrier. Instead, he's going carrier into Void Ray. I'm not 100% sure what the benefits are for doing something like this. I mean, you could argue maybe it's a little bit more well-rounded and you can defend easier, question mark. Regardless, he's still going to the same destination, just the route to get there was a little bit different.
Maybe the idea is that Void Rays are quicker to get than carriers, so as long as you're able to position your carriers well enough to buy enough time for your Void Rays, you don't have to worry too much about Corruptors? Question mark?
I would have to assume it's kind of mind gamey, right? Like, it's unexpected to go into Void Rays from here, and 4 at a time at that. So right now, Solar may be in like a false sense of security. Maybe he thinks, yo, he's going mass carrier. I'm just going to go Corruptor and focus down the carriers and I win. I don't think he's going to be expecting those Void Rays, but the Void Rays are coming up, and there's only 2 right now.
Yeah, so still does not want to tangle with those Void Rays just yet, though. Here we're taking a little bit of hull damage, and I guess it's kind of mind gamey, but at the same time, is it mind gamey if it works?
Yeah, I mean, we shall see. The Void Rays are coming in, and there are enough to take down these Corruptors. The Queens are here, but the problem is, in a couple of seconds, the shield batteries are going to finish up, and when they do, nothing's going to die for the Protoss.
No, it will not. So trying to transfuse a couple of his units, but I feel like he lost way too many Queens right now. It was Corruptors focused on the Void Rays earlier on, then maybe, but it is too little, too late. Oh, but the carriers are out of range of the overcharge light!
Oh god, they are, but you know what? There are just not enough Corruptors to really focus them down. The Void Rays did their job, and this is disastrous for Solar. Solar spent so much in that attack. He lost all his Queens, he lost a lot of Corruptors. That was an attack that was meant to ideally kill your opponents, and he was barely able to scratch the surface.
Well, I guess the mind games work.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, and now what is Solar's plan from here? I was about to say Vipers, but mate, he is thinking about Infestors.
Can't say I blame him, if I'm being honest here, Dark did show us how effective Infestors can really be against Skytoss. Especially against Oracles.
Yeah. Did he show us how effective they are? Is that really what he showed us?
In the end.
He did. I don't think that's a good thing, though. It's one of those things where he's like, I won with it. That means it's good, right? It's like, not necessarily. Oh, God.
But listen, you can win with it. That's all that really matters. And But he can't win against this much Skytoss, is the thing.
Well, I mean, we were just talking about Infestors. The Infestors aren't out yet. They're nowhere near ready. It's just pure Corruptor, and pure Corruptor against pure Void Ray with Colossus. You never want to see it. GG gets called.
Zest able to tie up our series sideways 1-1 is taking us to our king match.
Oh my god, nicely done there, Zest. Again, I'm not too sure what happened in game number 1, but game number 2, oh god, this feels like classic Zest to me. We gotta be on top of this lobby link. Oh no.
I'm streaming data. Okay, I'm in.
Mate.
I'm not missing anyone.
Yeah.
So pretty thankful here.
Definitely.
So, yeah, Zest on a little bit of a hiatus. We were wondering if he would change his play too much here, but not really. If I'm being honest, it looks a little bit more like the Zest of old, but with a couple of tweaks. And by the Zest of old, I mean the Zest from about 3 months ago. But we'll see if he has anything else up his sleeve as we continue our series on Romanticide LE, where over here in the top left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the top left-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player. He is going to be coming down from the land of South Korea, the brightest of all the pro gamers, representing KZ Gaming, KZG. He is Solar.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Romanticide LE, we have the king himself, the South Korean Protoss player. He is blue, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, DPG. It is Zest.
On what I have to imagine was his map pick.
Oh boy, 100%. Like, let's be real here. We are on Romanticide, and I'm really worried. So a couple of things were confirmed for me in game number 2. Number 1 is that because we haven't seen these two duke it out, I was really curious. I was really curious after game number 2. I was really curious to see what Solar, how his approach would be in this matchup, whether he was still trying to end the game early. And I was he kind of confirmed my suspicions, right, when he went for that time with that queen push with the Corruptors. You know, he doesn't want to go into that late game. And that makes me worried because Zest, he's become such a good defensive like Protoss player, especially with Skytoss.
He absolutely has. Who would have thought? Just swap the order of whether you of carriers and void rays. And you have just enough to defend a push like that against Solar. Now on Romanticide, it gets a lot easier. There's a whole lot less avenues, right, for the offensive player to go to.
Yeah.
But I wonder if Solar is also conscious of that, right? I mean, we've seen it before where Solar will just continue to try to end the game early no matter what the map is, but I feel like his rate of success is at its lowest on something like Romanticide.
It is.
To do something like that, right? So,
yeah. We have seen time and time again Solar go for like the same like 2-3 base Queen March all-ins, you know, against players like Stats, like Zest, like Trap. And, you know, they can definitely work, but as you said, like, you know, once your opponent knows what you're doing, it's so much harder to really pull something like that off. And on a map like Romanticide that's so large, the chance of your strategy being scouted is so much higher, especially like a move out across the map with slow queens. Zest is going to have plenty of time to prepare. But we may be getting too ahead of ourselves. Right now, you know, we do have a pretty standard opening. Zest once again going for a Stargate, but this time not with Oracles.
yeah, opting more for that Void Ray. Gonna be trying to clear out the map vision of Solar as much as possible. Makes sense on a bit of a larger map like Romanticide. Only gonna be going across the map with a single Oracle here. Unless it should just be a single Oracle.
It should. The unexpected thing would be for him to go double Oracle after a Void Ray opening. But we'll see. We'll see what he has in store for us as he's even looking to expand. Yep, why not? Maze Romanticide, take a fast third base.
It really doesn't take much to defend it.
Yeah, one of death, mate. That's all you need.
Yeah. One adept and one probe to act as moral support.
Oh.
Another probe! That's mineral walk. Very nicely done. And yeah, one adept. These lings are gonna get 0 damage done.
That was some really cute micro, by the way. That was wow.
It was.
Oh my god. Meanwhile, here comes
doing it again.
Yeah, here comes the Oracle and the Void Ray, and oh god, these drones are falling. 2 already going down.
And almost getting a 3rd or 4th over there.
We don't have game heart. Yeah, we don't.
It's a bit of a rip.
F's in the chat as 4 drones do fall in the end. Bit unfortunate that we don't have game heart, but it's okay. We can count. And there we go. Once again, Zest is going for that Fleet Beacon.
This time it's going to be Tempest, right?
I don't think he needs to. Going for Tempest is like a cheeky move. Like, when you go Tempest, you open up with a couple of Tempests, you go across the map, and then you snipe like a queen, a couple of queens, maybe a base or 2, and then you switch into your proper Sky Toss. But we'll see. Maybe he'll surprise us.
Yeah, I guess it also does work a lot better on the map with Dead Air.
Which
on Romanticide, not so much, yeah.
Yeah. And we'll see what it's going to be, and show us those carriers.
There they are, right in the way. And I guess we're just in it for a deja vu game, if you will.
Well, kind of. A couple of differences, right? So far, Solar still hasn't scouted this. He is morphing in an Overseer, so eventually he will be able to see this, and we'll see what his response will be. We just saw the Queen Corruptor push didn't work, and if it didn't work in the previous map, it's not going to work again on Romanticide. Like, no chance. Maybe he'll go for Hydras instead. He's working on Roach Speed.
I'm definitely not sure how I feel about that one, Light. The Corruptors weren't quite enough to deal with the Void Rays earlier on. Roaches definitely aren't. To be fair, Solar will be able to get the Roaches and Ravages out a lot quicker than he was able to get Corruptors out earlier on. Yeah. Well, he'll be able to get Roaches out earlier at least. So yeah, there's some harassing he can do with those Roaches while still building up his main force of Hydras at home.
Yeah. Very interesting that he decided to go for the Hydras. I like this a lot more for one reason. A player like Stats would open up like this and then go Disruptor to support the carriers. But we saw almost 0 AoE from Zest, right? So it's going to be a little bit difficult to deal with those Hydras without Disruptors or without Storm.
Yeah, Zest simply not as much of a player to go for defensive units earlier on. He would much rather just get his main army out as quickly as he can, but Solar looking to prevent that with that Nidus. That should just be for reinforcement, right?
I mean, right? He wants to go across the map with not just his roaches and not just his main army, but also his queens, right? And
he does.
As much as he loves waddling across the map, it can be better to just Nidus.
Really can, especially when you're Nidusing right in front of your opponent's 4th base, like
here we go.
Solar seems to intend to do. Okay, different 4th, but regardless.
Yeah, right outside the 3rd base. Zest has not scouted this whatsoever. His defenses are not ready. He only has 1 shield battery here at the 3rd. Instead, he was focusing a little bit more at the 4th. And there we go. The Nidus finishes up. And here come the Queens and the Hydras.
One by one. And I'm not convinced Zest has what he needs. There is a shield battery and battery overcharge will be available. Thankfully, he will cancel. Right at the last second. Over there, the carriers. The Interceptors are very quickly getting sniped out. Battery overcharge. Feels like it's popped a little immaturely.
Yeah, it's being wasted right now. Like, what's it gonna do? Keep Interceptors alive? Question mark. This is the power of the Hydra, just focusing down every single Interceptor. The carriers are completely useless. Finally, the shield batteries are finishing up, but it's a little bit too late. Adepts are coming in to help support, but there's just so much Zerg.
There really is. Zest is kind of holding a little bit right now. But that's mostly because a lot of Queens were in the back. A lot of the Hydras weren't attacking. Now that Solar has repositioned his army, he is on top of just about everything. But that army supply is getting closer and closer here, Light.
Oh my god, is he really doing it? Like, he's been so patient. Another Nidus does come up. A bunch of reinforcements do flood out as all these Hydras come in. Even some drones for some spores.
But these Queens are out of energy. They do not have much transfuse left on them. Doesn't matter in the end. Zest is remaking the interceptor count slowly but surely. The batteries are unpowered except for these ones in the back. Oh, this is getting way closer than it should be right now, but Solar definitely with the slight upper hand.
Oh yeah, definitely. He has broken the base. He's taken out the Nexus. All these shield batteries will be going down. They will not be coming into play at all. What is there here at the natural base? Only a single cannon, no shield batteries. Oh my god, Zest even supply blocked right now. He cannot make any more units. And like, I'm so impressed by how well Zest was able to defend. But like, even so, like, he just what are you gonna do against this? This is crazy.
Yeah, you can't map this one out.
God, as the Hydras and the Queens are just stutter stepping forward, more of the Void Rays are falling. Interceptors are not what you want right now. They're just kind of a waste of resources at this point. And it looks like Solar, not with Corruptors, but instead with Hydras and a Nidus and some Queens and even a Spore, a random Spore. Mate, he's got this.
Might as well. He definitely does. Should never have doubted him at all. Went a little back to his roots here, went a little back to what gave him so much success during the Void Ray patch, or I guess we're still in the Void Ray patch, the early Void Ray patch, and it's paying off big time. Almost doubling the supply right now of Zest. And we should be seeing GG coming out real soon.
There it is.
There it is. Solar, now a match point.
GG, well played. And this is what I was concerned about. Zest, he was barely scouting, as in, like, he didn't care what his opponent was doing. He's like, you know, I'm gonna do the same thing I did in the previous game. And the problem is that Solar adapted. And the big thing is what we were talking about, how Zest had no AoE. He didn't have any Storm, didn't have, more importantly, any Disruptors. Disruptors help so much defending against that sort of push. And yeah, he just didn't have any AoE, man.
Yeah, he really didn't, did he? That's why it's not ideal to not cut corners like that.
Yeah.
Or to cut corners like that, because somebody like Solar will absolutely take advantage of that.
Solar just left, so he may be making a new lobby.
I'm assuming different map, unless he...
Oh, no, yeah,
different map.
Hold on, wait, get Pig in here,
Oh, why aren't we friends on Korea Pig?
Whew.
It's a lot easier if you can. Alright. We were able to restrain Solar for a little bit.
Oh, God. It's always a race, but here we go, we are getting into the next game.
We are potentially the final game of this semifinals. Meanwhile, our other semifinals is currently going on the way. It is Cure versus Creator.
Oh my god. Feels bad, man. I guess even if we did wait, we wouldn't have been able to experience the Keen. Unfortunately,
yeah.
I guess we'll have to wait until maybe next week.
Fingers crossed. Or, you know, ESL is on Tuesday. Well,
True.
Tuesday for us, but, you know. Anyway, we are going to be continuing on our best of 5 semifinals here, the ZVP. We're here in the top right-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the top right-hand corner of Jaganatha, KBBLE. We have the Red Zug player coming out from the land of South Korea. He is the brightest of the pro gamers. He is adaptable. Hashtag adaptable to what his opponents throw out, and he is looking to make his first finals appearance in months at this point. I want to say he is representing KaiZ Gaming, KZG, Sola.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Jaganatha LE, we have the South Korean Protoss player. He is blue, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, DPG. It is Zest.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed.
To Jaganatha, map of speed zones, and my question here is, will Solar pull a Miyamika?
Speaking of, shout out to Mia Micah in the chat. He did pop up earlier in the middle of that last game, saying this is definitely better than watching bodybuilders on YouTube. Thank you. I think that's high praise. I think.
Hey, coming from Mia Micah, yeah.
Yeah.
He was just checking to watch bodybuilders.
He does. Oh god.
Is that what happened again today?
Probably. I imagine so. You know what? I'm gonna quickly check my Discord in case he ended up responding. He did. He's like, no. Shaking my head, Mio. Shaking my head. One day you'll check into ESL Asia. One day.
Some itch in my head.
Not today, but. Oh god. But yeah, like this goes to show you, this is why you introduced him the way you did, right? Solar, he is adaptable to what his opponent's going for. Zest, not as much. He can be a little bit more stubborn in that respect. You know, he's a little bit more, you know, he wants to do his own thing.
Definitely
and
is.
Yeah.
Zest, I think, is one of the best players when preparing for a series.
Yeah.
But once you put him in the series, then it's he finds it difficult to deviate.
Oh boy, he can sometimes be set in his ways a little bit too much. And to be fair, more often than not, it still works out for him.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter, but
Oh yeah, that's that's one of those things, right? Where it's always that question: if you practice something and your opponent knows how to deal with it, do you just do what you practice? You might as well.
Yeah. Sometimes it can be really scary to, at the last minute, try something that you're not too comfortable with, just because of the scenario, and then you end up regretting it later because maybe you would have had a better chance if you had gone for something that you just continue to work on. And I mean, I don't blame him, because even in the last game, even though Zest wasn't prepared for the attack at all, he did so well in the defense. Like
He really did.
It took Solar a long time to finally break Zest.
And that was with a supply cap, yeah. Or I guess towards the end it was a supply cap, but yeah, really surprising. I guess never want to underestimate the power of Void Race. Zest consistently ran out of interceptors, but this, I think he's gonna do it this time, Light.
Yo, is he
He's
gonna
keeping
do
the
it?
Oracle at home.
He is so far. We do have 2 Oracles. We also have a Twilight Council on the way this time for the first time this series, so I imagine he may even be looking to go into Glaive Adepts from here.
He is getting Adepts out. That's an indication.
And he does show them to Solar as well. Solar, he's getting ready. He's throwing down the spine. He's getting ready for the Glaive Adepts. Oh my god, his bases aren't connected, but with creep whatsoever. Finally, he does throw down one of the tumors.
He canceled the spine.
Oh my god.
Well,
see if he regrets that later.
Spine, yeah.
It's true, very true.
Right now, prioritizing anti-air, and it's gonna be working out for him really well. These Oracles can tank a couple of hits here from Queens and from Spore Crawls, but both of them getting a little bit of damage on them.
Oh god, yeah, the Oracles.
2 kills.
2 kills, at least he kept them alive, right? That's the most important part. And he's going in for another stasis. Oh, no reaction!
Solar has succeeded! And that's a gas stasis too!
Solar, he was distracted trying to go for a Ling run by, but the wall was a wall. He was not able to get in. Nice stasis there by Zest. And Zest, yo, Glaive Adepts, it's about to finish up.
Yes, syncing up just about perfectly with the rest of the gateways. And Zest now going for a Robo this time, so this is the less committed version of the Glaive Adept, of the Stargate into Glaive Adept build. Or just warp in as much as you can at home and then go across the map immediately.
That is exactly what he is going for. He is still expanding behind this, so he isn't all in by any means, but this is still a very scary amount of Adepts. Not just Adepts, but we have 2 Oracles as well that can dive in if need be. But thankfully for Solar, mate, he's got Roaches.
Yeah, he's got a pretty decent amount of them, despite not mining as much gas as he would like to. Beautiful surround here from the Zerglings. And Zest is chased back very handily for Solar.
That he is. He does commit to the shade. I mean, all the Lings did go down, but here comes some reinforcing Lings, forced to recall. Zest barely dealing any damage with those Adepts.
Yeah, we'll get a couple of kills on the Oracles and continues to keep the Oracles alive, which is super key
Definitely.
in PvZ. But yeah, in the end, not getting the damage he needs to get done. Solar sensing an opportunity in the water, counterattack with everything he's got. He's pulled a Mio.
Oh my god, that he is. And Zest, he spots the roaches and the lings as well as the queens that are waddling across the map. How much does Zest have to defend? He is working on some shield batteries. They are almost done.
But not quite yet. More than enough Ravages here to deal with the force fields. Zest is able to pump out. This is kind of funny. He had to wait for the queens to come in because that's his only anti-air.
Yeah, obviously
and that buys Zest quite a bit of time.
Exactly, that was great for Zest. If it wasn't for the oracles, then nothing would have stopped Solar from just continuing to push on forward. But he was able to buy a little bit of time with those oracles. The shield batteries are done, and he's been doing pretty well with the force fields for now. But now the queens, they've made it.
They've made it. They have a little bit of transfused energy on them. Not as much as I'm sure Solo would have liked, but this is an opportunity he cannot pass. Oh, has to be careful. Can't get force fielded.
Oh my god, the queens do get stuck. Yet. Yeah, they do get stuck on the other side. One queen does go down, but the lings, they are getting us around. But here comes the first immortal and the overcharge.
And is this going to be enough? It looks like it, Light. GG is called. And Zest, what a hold here. Is he going to take us to the ace match?
Ties up the series 2-2. Oh boy, Zest whipping out his Glaive Adepts. And to be fair, the Glaive Adepts didn't deal too much damage, but they did kind of trigger Solar to go across the map, go for his big all-in with Roach Ravager and Queens. And yeah, the defense was beautiful by Zest. It was great. It's amazing.
He channeled his inner stats. Well, he didn't get Disruptors, but thankfully he did get a Robo this time.
Exactly. Oh boy.
Their Immortal might not have changed too much in Tide of the Battle, but I mean that was the finisher, right, for Solar.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't been able to put a dent in your army. I've only been killing like Adept so far. Now you got an Immortal out, so let's take it. Let's go to the ace match. Why don't we? As we continue our best of 5 semifinales over here on Oxide LE. We're in the top right-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the top right-hand corner. We have the red Zerg player. He's got a lot of fans here in the chat, which is not too surprising. He is the brightest of the players. He does not want to have a long series, or long games at the very least. He is representing KaiZ Gaming, KZG. He is Solar Player.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the South Korean Protoss player. He is blue, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, DPG. It is Zest.
So the question this time, how many oracles?
How many oracles? He hasn't been going above 2, and yo, I'm getting some Dark Zan flashbacks here on Oxide, mate.
This Solar's not dark though.
True.
We're safe.
Look, win or lose, Solar's gonna end the game quick. All right.
Yeah.
He is not gonna let it go to the late game. Unfortunately, like, I would love to see Solar in the late game. I would love to see that. I know he doesn't have faith in himself, and maybe I don't either, but I still want to see it. Oh god.
Just give us a little something here.
Oh boy.
And I think I just realized this, which it's a bit of a unfortunate timing for this realization. Solar, I think, is the first Zerg player we've casted today.
He is. We've been missing them, right? Dark got knocked out earlier. We haven't been able to catch Solar early on either. So it would be a shame if he gets knocked out here. But regardless, it is amazing that these two players have gone all the way to that ace match.
It really is. Either of these players going up against Cure or Creator would definitely make for something. Imagine a Zest versus Creator series.
That'd be insane. I mean, we love Creator. Creator is definitely the underdog there in the lower semis. But, yo, he took down Keen. He definitely has a chance against Cure.
Yeah. That he does. I'm imagining a scenario of a Zest versus Creator game where we have the player who knows exactly what he wants to do beforehand and starts building that, and then we have the player who is throws down whatever build feels best for the situation.
Exactly. It would be a lot of fun. I mean, we haven't been able to cast
would.
anywhere near as much creator as we really should recently. Like, I feel like he's been MIA for a couple of weeks. I imagine focusing a lot more on GSL, whether it was Code A or Code S. But we'll see. We'll see how things go here. As once again, Zest is opening up with an Oracle.
But is it only a Oracle?
It's gonna be too many
across the map, so it's not gonna be too many of them. Yeah, regardless.
Very true, very true. Meanwhile, behind this, we haven't seen any other tech structure. There we go. The first Oracle pops out, and we do have a second on the way.
Yeah. Gonna have to wonder if Zest hangs back a little bit with this Oracle or waiting for the second one. I mean, I guess there's no point in doing that, right? If you're in the PvZ. That's more of a PvP thing.
Yeah. Especially because of those shield batteries. Meanwhile, defenses were perfectly fine here for Solar. Solar, he didn't go into scout, but regardless, he did set up some spores because
he's doing it! Finally, as we get into the ace match of our semifinals, Zest is going for a 3 Oracle, channeling his inner stats. Oh my.
Okay, we can go a couple of places from here. One, Zest doesn't stop making oracles.
I think that's the only place you can go.
He has done this before. He has gone mass oracle in the past. Oh my god, there's no spore here. There's no spore here, mate. Oh god, Zest didn't notice.
There are queens. Oh, Zest not pouncing on that.
Oh my god.
I guess he was just worried about the queens taking out the low oracle, but man, there was some opportunity happening over there. But now with 3 oracles, there's a lot more Zest can get away with.
Definitely, and I love this. So the other direction that I was about to say, this was very popular. Stats used to do this all the time. Go triple Oracle into +1 Blink Stalker.
He's getting a Forge.
He is getting a Forge. He is getting his Twilight Council. We have a couple of Stalkers on the way. I'm curious to see if he's going to commit to this. This was very popular last year, at the end of last year, around November-ish. It was all over the place with stats. Very bold choice of this to go for that instead of like his more normal, regular Skytoss style.
He heard us.
Yeah, right? Like,
just to give us what we need.
In a best of 5, do you really want to be doing the same thing over and over again? You know, like, you want to spice things up, and here in game 5, he's getting quite spicy.
Oh, yeah. It's because they have some water nearby. He hasn't gotten an upgrade yet on that Twilight Council. There it is!
Yeah.
Blink and +1. Show us the micro Zest.
Mate, this is ideal against roach heavy compositions. +1 Blink Stalkers do so well against them. You get so much momentum, you get a War Prison as well, and you just push across the map and you just do not stop pushing. And Solar, I can't imagine he hasn't scouted at all. He has no idea what is coming his way.
Yeah, 2 Stalkers in the main base to cut the Scouting Overlord. And Solar is getting a little bit worried right now.
God. That he is, to be fair, like, he's a good enough player, and when he sees triple Oracle like this, like, you know, a +1 Blink Stalker should be ringing in his head, like, as a possibility. He is coming in just to make sure, just to be certain, with his Overseer, and he will be able to scout all the tech in the main.
And if he wasn't sure earlier on, now he confirms it. I do like that he's going for the Infestation Pit here.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to figure out what the ideal path from there is.
Part of me would love it if Solar went for Hydras into Lurkers, right? And you get the Infestation Pit to go into a Hive. But I don't know if Solar is that kind of player. At the moment, he is still just sticking with Roaches. It looks like he may want to march his Queens across the map, actually.
Hear me out, like, you get like 2 Infestors. You fungal the Stalkers. When they're fungal, they can't blink.
You're not wrong. And I like this. Like, this kind of slipped my mind, and oh my god, Solar, he just made a wave of Storm Hosts.
Did he cancel them? Does he have them already? Wait,
did he? Wait, what? What? He canceled them. What?
Canceled them.
What? He did.
Huh.
You know what? He heard me. He's like, you know what? Lurkers would be a good choice.
Yeah. Alright, going into those Hydras. I was surprised. I was like, whoa, Stormhosts make a build a lot quicker than I remember.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I think it's to Solar's detriment that he canceled them. Like, that was a lot of wasted resources there. And his Hydra Den is a lot more delayed than it should be. Wait, here comes the Lurkers. It really is.
And the Lurkers are not going to be out for quite some time. If Zest pushes right now with +1, then he might be able to at least kill a base or two.
Yeah, he sees the Lurker Den. He sees the Hydra Den researching as well. And this is really important because Solar, this is great, right? He's up against a ground focused army. He needs Lurkers. Lurkers are going to do so well. Zest has a decent idea of the timing. He should be pushing out soon. He should be pushing out with a Warp Prism, with his disruptors, with everything he can before those Lurkers come out, before they get upgraded.
What if he just pushes out with his gateway units? And some Immortals.
I mean, he doesn't have a Warp Prism here, which is scary to me. Like, he's like...
Yeah, definitely doesn't have as much sustainability over here. I guess he's using the disruptors offensively, keeping them at home.
Yeah, he just backs off. It was just jokes, mate. He was just testing the waters a little bit, then backs off. And this is scary because now, you know what? Lurkers are on the way, and so are Vipers.
And they are a couple of good yoinks on top of those disruptors. Get them into Lurker range. I do not see these disruptors living for much longer. Zest is starting to diversify his AoE, but is now the right time?
I mean, he desperately needs High Templar. Right now, even though he doesn't have Storm, the High Templar are so important just for those feedbacks. As long as he keeps them alive, oh my god.
Nice Scissor Sword over there. A couple of links do slip into the natural. No, not quite. I just realized these cells don't have charge yet.
No, they do not. They are slow lots, but they get here just in time. You know what? The Vipers and the Lurkers are not here.
Disruptors? Okay, not quite sensing an opportunity yet. Zest doesn't. Oh, Disruptors! Let's not get picked off. Ooh,
yeah, not yet.
Terrifying.
Solar, he wants to get rid of supply. Right now, he's maxed out, and he does have too much Roach Ravager. He wants to get rid of them. He wants to refine his army a little bit more, get more Vipers, get more Lurkers. So yeah, things were looking a little bit scary there, but again, he was just kind of feigning an attack, and he does instead expand from here.
May as well. So, remember how we said that Solar is a different player from Dark and we shouldn't be having a longer game?
I mean, it's because there's no Skytoss. If Skytoss came out, Solar would have come out with another all-in. Like,
that is fair, yeah. I guess I would rather a longer Robo versus Lurker game than a longer Skytoss game. Nice feedback on one of these Vipers. These disruptors are so exposed.
Oh no, the disruptors too, puppy.
And the Storm, honestly, not gonna do too much. Zest trading so inefficiently over there. This run by not getting too much done either. Distracted too much by the spine crawlers.
Yeah,
and
feels like man, like that was a lot of Zealots on a move, just like stuck against those spines. So much damage could have been done. They probably could have even taken out the hatchery there at that point, but that's a little bit of miss micro, and now he's kind of out of position. He's all over the place. Oh god. No, the Immortals!
Absolutely, it's the Immortals. Weren't recalled in time. The Disruptor! Puppy!
Oh my god, Zest, what are you doing, buddy? Oh my god, he's still... the Zealots are coming in. The Disruptor is still bonking heads with everything.
Disruptor's like, come at me, bro. I dare ya. And Zest actually trading very well here with the Purification Novas. Trading as efficiently as he possibly can with those Purification Novas. And he holds once again, but to what end?
Yeah, exactly. Like, Zest has lost so much in such a short period of time. Like, things got really chaotic really quickly. Oh my god, the Immortal, it will go down. Oh my god, never mind.
Battery of a church.
He needed it, and Solar, he turns around. Behind. He's coming back home.
Which is coincidentally exactly where Zest is at. Zest is gonna get sandwiched. No, he's not.
Oh god.
Okay, me map wrong.
Yeah, but what I'm scared about is that Zest, you already wasted his recall. It's not available again, and now the Disruptors do get taken out.
Zest getting very ballsy here. Too ballsy for his health.
Oh god, yeah, exactly. We do have a mass amount of Zealots coming in, but I mean, the Lurkers, there's nothing to really stop them. They're just doing so much damage here. Such a solid backbone to Solar's army, and Zest is crumbling.
Is or Zest just transitioned to Skytoss? No, he doesn't have the money or the army for that.
He doesn't. Like, over the course of like a minute, like, Zest just fell apart. It was like a domino effect. Like, he was just falling over all over the place. It was crazy to see. It was shocking to see. And now Solar, he's getting into the natural. He's broken him at this point. There's nothing here.
Yeah, he borrows.
This is the army.
He borrows right on top of the the gap as well. That is the army, and I'm just imagining 2 volleys of lurkers, like how quickly they tear through the Templar.
Aye. 1-2 mistakes is all it takes, and sure, there's a bunch of storm potential here, there's a bunch of feedback potential, but there are just so many lurkers. Oh god.
And Zest, I mean, he's trying to make his triumphant return as the king, but Solar, he's a usurper.
That he is. The Solar has destroyed the natural base. He could go into the main, but he is being distracted by this army here. He still has a very solid position. Zest was trying to go for a zealot run by, but it was cleaned up.
Yeah, this is such a good position for Solar to attack or to hold, and his economy is also really good. GG is called. Solar takes out the returning Zest. Will be our first finalist of the day. Which means we're not getting a PvP finals.
No, we are not. GG, well played. Congratulations, Solar, on taking the entire series. Zest, maybe there's a reason why we don't see him diverge away from Skytos too much. It looked like there was a little bit too much going on for him, and oh god. Yeah, GG. Well played. And yeah, unfortunately, Zest, he's been MIA for quite some time, and he will not be going to those finals.
That he will not, but I mean, he returns and he finishes in the semifinals. Not too bad.